When we finally get him, we'll be on this screen, but not on that one, so situate yourselves accordingly. What? Something serious on it.
I like to whisper too.
You can go for it. I got it, surround.
Secrets are fun.
Forever. So what's happening here? They're resolving problems and verifying that the wireless connectivity is collecting results, and they're investigating the router or access point.
Skip the step.
Skip the step. Let's skip. So I don't know. So do you guys know about Fanbuilt at all? No? Does anybody not know about Fanbuilt? Okay. Don't know too much. I don't know too much either. I know that with Fanbuilt you'll be able to do things like this. With Fanbuilt, you yourself will be able to create bold animated programming. Just like this. And what is missing here, obviously, see what would happen is on Fanbuilt you would say, I've got my gyrating dude cartoon, and I want to drive. Is there anyone out there that likes my gyrating dude cartoon and is good at making music? And you would say, yes, I'm good at making music, so I will put music on my gyrating dude cartoon. And then you choose, as the animator, I guess you get to choose which music you like the best and put the music on. Do we have some music for gyrating dude? Here we go.
Here we go.
See? Now, someone has also colored gyrating dude, so if you're a colorist, I guess, you can color it. And then, as fans, I guess you get to vote on it, and the top ones are picked, I think. It's something like that. Lee will probably tell you I'm wrong.
Victory's ours.
Victory is ours.
Yes, I knew I could do it. Y'all doubted me.
I knew we could do it.
Yeah, he really is.
So, alright. So I guess we're setting.
Hey Peter, will you stand like right here and look at That's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's my profile picture now.
Okay, I'm Drew Flashy.
Peter is now. Yes. Oh, hey. Okay.
Hi, welcome to the slightly delayed Fanbuilt panel.
Yes.
Lee will be over there.
Video call.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. What?
I can't video call.
What? Oh crap.
This phone is invisible. Oh. You want me?
Lee?
Lee, I can't video call somebody that's not.
One second. Let me.
He said he was on Skype. Larson!
Doobie doo 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 zoo. It won't let us call you if you are invisible.
All of my previous. Oh, look, Mark, 59 messages. It's all of my backed up.
Let's check this out.
Who's that?
Oh, there. Oh, where's my pretty picture?
That is a pretty picture. That's exactly what you want.
That doesn't know what I look like. I'm online?
Yeah, you're always like.
Don't stand in front of the speaker.
I'm not online.
It's gonna not be posted.
Now I'm gonna see.
I am here if anyone
I am here if someone wants to start the call and include me into it. Skype evades me, it says. It means eludes.
Which means that or could be actively evading him.
It could actively be evading him, that's true. Yeah, it is LA.
Okay.
I'm even going to tweet him here. Or text him.
Okay, we're all set up. Everything after this is Lee's fault.
Okay. Oh, Lee Tockar is online. Video calling. The Fanbuilt panel begins.
Hello?
Hello!
Hey! Hi, everybody.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear us?
How many are you? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's a lot of you. Hi, everybody.
Remember, come all the way over to this side if you want to see Lee. He's on this screen here.
Because he's gonna
Come over that side.
Lee, can you
Over
hear me? Lee?
That side, yeah.
Lee.
There you go.
Lee? Can you hear me?
Oh,
Can you hear me,
wait,
Lee?
let's see how do I look. How do I frame myself in the picture? Oh, there we go. Okay. Is everybody having a good time? Woo!
Lee?
You knew!
Right, so if you want to hear me, I have to stand right over here by the computer. You can't hear me otherwise.
I understand.
Is that right? Listen, that's what I'm just testing now. I want to know, that is, if I go this way, can you still hear me?
I can barely hear you. I'm hearing 1 out of every 3 words.
Okay, so I actually have to come up and be here beside the computer. Technology.
Yeah, you're kind of dropping out a little bit, but it's great that I can see everybody. I can see you all. Hi. Now I just have to be able to.
Okay, so Lee, can you hear me better now?
Oh yes, I can.
Yeah, okay, good. So that solves that. So I have to sit here and point my mouth at you.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, that sounds very intimate.
Oh, it's super
yeah,
intimate.
so-
We're pointing our mouths right next to each other, all at you. Everybody point your mouth at Lee. Point your mouth at Lee. There we go. That's the weirdest thing I've
Yeah,
ever
I'm
asked
gonna plug my headphones in so I can hear you better.
Okay.
See this?
All right.
Hold on. Okay, can you guys hear me better now? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you still fine. That didn't change how we hear you. That just changes how you hear us.
Is it better with this? Is it better with this or no?
It sounds
Or is
like it's a
better?
bit muddier, actually, with that. It's a little bit muddier.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
How's that?
So, Lee, before we begin the Fanbuilt panel, Lee, I want to know, you are in Los Angeles, right?
I am.
Because
Yes.
you were nominated for some kind of an award, is that right?
Yes, it's the Emmy Awards. The
Emmys,
Emmy Awards
I've
for
heard.
outstanding performance in an animated series. Now,
Right.
I did not win, but I knew I wouldn't because I was up against the 10th Doctor Who, David Tennant. I was also up against one of my heroes, Jim Cummings. So I knew I wasn't going to, but
And who did win it?
the Emmy-nominated actor now, so that was great.
Who did win?
And to say that I'm now, even though I didn't win, I like to think of it
Lee.
as I'm being protected by
Lee,
a
who won?
awesome
Who won? Who won?
David
David
Tennant
Tennant.
won in my category.
Right. You know, I was also nominated for an Emmy, but I came here anyway, right?
And I did
I was
did
nominated.
not win,
Did you
but
hear that?
Peter, I have to tell you,
technically, I was nominated
everybody
because-
there, the most
I
amazing
know, Lee. I
thing-
too was nominated for technically, not really technically, but Daniel Ingram wrote a song called "If You're a Guy" for Littlest Pet Shop, and I sang on the song, so it's like I was nominated for an Emmy. And I don't know, we have the song. Do we have that? No. Yeah, because I really want to know if that actually won or not, because it's really meaningful to me that, you know, I really feel like I was really connected to the Emmy Awards in my own way, and you know, but I thought I would be a little more giving than you, right? Like I just thought I would come out to Ohio anyway despite the fact that I had a nomination of equal importance, really, that I probably had a better chance of winning, to be honest with you, because I wasn't up against David Tennant. Didn't write a song in my category. The 10th Doctor did not sing "If You're a Guy." So I don't know how it went or anything, but it's probably my best singing performance ever that I've ever done. Really, when I think back on it, I don't think it's amazing to think of all the people listening to me singing out there in the world, singing for the Emmys. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious about what happened in my category, Lee. What happened in my category, Lee?
I think we still.
What happened in my category?
Wow, did I just say that out loud? I hope you guys don't think I'm weird. That was weird. Wow. I guess, well, now you know everything. Pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I believe it.
What?
Hey, so serious question. What happened in my category?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
What category?
The best song.
Oh, the song.
All right, enough.
Actually, Daniel Ingram was one of the people that was passed over last night as well.
Oh.
We had a moment afterwards to commiserate and stand on the red carpet and put our arms around each other and curse the world and say, "Next year, damn it!"
Right. Awesome. Nenext year,
Yes.
I'll be there too.
I think Daniel mentioned that he accredits most of where he is today to you, Peter.
I know.
He said that really without your
inspiration.
contributions.
So listen. Let's talk about Fanbuilt, because that's why the people are here, instead of our goof and offery. No. I'm gonna make the noises. I'm gonna make the noises that your faces are making. Okay.
Sorry. Hi, everybody. It's the things you do when you're alone in a hotel room in Los Angeles in your PJs on Skype. Wait. Oh, I was in my PJs. Yeah, in my PJs.
So Lee,
I've been meeting some of you guys all morning long. What do you want? Yes, I'm here to answer any and all questions about Fanbuilt. The back, the front end. How many people have seen the front end of it so far? Fanbuilt.com. That's amazing. It's so good to hear.
Five people.
yeah. So tell us about Fanbuilt, Lee. What is it? And yeah, tell us about it.
Okay.
Spiel.
The front end of the site. We were originally going to be touting ourselves as a virtual animation studio, but we don't want to do that anymore. That's not really what we want to do, because I've been getting a lot of submissions from people doing puppet shows and people doing like silly things with their hands and little tiny short vignettes and movies. So basically, any and all creators of all kinds and genres we are taking. So we are calling ourselves a Creators Carnival. And Chloe Windus, our designer, she's done an amazing job at the front end of the site. We launched the back end of our site in about a week. It's amazing. It has all of the functionality and social stuff of Facebook. It's robust like that. You have your own profile pages. It has all of the job opportunities of LinkedIn, except, it's not, post your stuff. It has all of the kind of entertainment qualities in YouTube, because you can post all your stuff. But instead of, oh, my cat did this funny thing, you have to actually create something, make something a little tiny production. And we have so many people already. We've the Skype chat people, the Fanbuilt fans. There's over 100 of them, and they're online at any time, given time, day or night, and they help us with our beta test. Yeah, it's going very well. In about a week, we're ready to go.
Wow.
And we want you to go to the site and
Say
try
that again. Say that again. We want what? You dropped out.
We want you to go to the site, create your avatars, create your profile pages, and shove your way around inside the site and try to break it for us, because we've got a glitch fake test.
Okay, clear. So what can these people, if they wanted to go to Fanbuilt, what can they do?
Okay, well you won't be able to sign in to create a profile page for the next week, but you can go to see what we have up there right now. It's at fanbuilt.com, and you could see what sort of is a hint of what's to come. We're going to be featuring the best web, the best new graduate reel, the best. Have we lost the link? I can't see you anymore. Can you see me still? Oh, I can't see you, but that's okay. Cannot see you. No, I can't see you. Or all the little pieces gone.
We can see you still.
We can still see us.
Yeah.
I can't see you. No, can't. But
We can hear you.
We can see and hear you.
Can you hear us? That's the most important thing.
hear you, but cannot see you.
Well, don't worry about it. So,
But you're as lovely as you were, I'm sure. You'll be able to go in and create your avatars and create your profile pages just like you would on Facebook. And you'll be able to share video, like you can have online real-time video chats on our forums. You can transfer huge files just like you send it or Dropbox.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give you whatever you want. We have a suggestion box. We want you to go in, leave me suggestions at lee@fanbuilt.com, and we're going to do whatever we want. We're saying one of our catchphrases is we are not us built, we are Fanbuilt.
Fanbuilt. All right. So we're going to send someone around the room here with a microphone and take questions from the crowd, which I will then repeat to you because you won't be able to hear them. Okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Sounds good. And hey, Lee, do me a favor.
Jump on the bandstand.
Yeah, try and speak a little more slowly, please.
A little more slowly.
Yes, it will actually help us.
Okay.
And so, does anyone here have a question they have for Lee? Someone has a question. How? Yeah, there we go. There we are.
So is this a little like Voice Bunny where people can sign up to do things like voices or animation or whatever? Is it free or is it pay? Or?
So here's the question. Is it like Voice Bunny where you can sign up to do animations? Is it free? Is it pay?
Yeah, it only costs you a one-time fee of $5,000, which is a steal. Yeah, no, it's totally free. It's totally free. But unlike Voice Bunny or Voice Chasers or Voice123 or Voices.com, you don't just have to upload your demo reel if you're a voice actor. You can upload your animation reel if you're a designer or if you're a graduate student from animation schools. You can samples of your storyboards if you're a storyboard artist. You can, and with your avatar, you have your little icons that say what you are. Are you a producer? Are you just a fan? Those are P and F. And the rest of them are like a feather quill if you're a writer, a palette if you're a painter or a designer, a camera if you're a movie person or an editor, a little microphone on a stand if you're a voice actor. And those icons will be your skill sets that follow you around. And when a producer comes into the site, and we have some from places like Disney and DHX, they're going to come in and look for your particular skills. So they say, okay, well, I don't want to travel to NatP and MIPCOM in the south of France to go and find people to have them pick their shows.
Who wants to go to the south of France anymore, right?
You know, nobody wants to go to the south of France. Who wants to go to the south of France, please?
Whatever. You can stay in your room.
No, you can just go there, and any multidisciplinary artists can show all of their wares, not just voice reels if you're an animation voice person. not just like deviant art where you post pictures if you're a designer. You can have small clips of your movies if you're a filmmaker, or if you're an actor. If you can, and we're just going to build little teams and have competitions that I'm going to pay first, second, and third place for. And through your likes and views and dislikes, you get up to the top of the page, just like YouTube, except at the end of every week, the top three get kicked off and sent back to the front page of the front end of the site. I take those people, I wrap them together into a show, and I pitch the show, which is our podcast called the Fanbuilt Project. So,
cool. So it's a way for artists to kind of meet each other and create together, even if they don't know each other, haven't met. Is that right?
From around the world remotely, yes, Peter, yeah. It's
okay.
kind of like a dating site for creative people.
Oh, there you go. I like that. That's a way to sum it up. So, next question. Any other questions?
And I know that a lot of you people already know a little bit about, because I've taught. This is not my first rodeo. I've talked about Fanbuilt for quite a while.
Yeah, we have a question.
So that your exposure to it, you already know a little bit about it. So really, it's going to take the next week.
This is a crowd that actually doesn't know that much about it, Lee. So let's. They're here because they want to know about it. So what's the question here we have?
All right, my question was, is there going to be opportunities for people with zero experience to perhaps develop a new skill?
Right. Is there good? You heard
yes.
it?
And as a matter of fact, I'll let you finish.
I was just going to repeat the question because I thought you couldn't hear, but you heard it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay. For those people that do not have any skills in the field that they want to have skills in, we have a teach and learn page that we're developing, and we have people that are artists who, if you have, like on YouTube, if you put a little YouTube video together for how to carve soapstone, say, and you want to post that, we'll have categories for all of the multidisciplinary arts. And so if you want to learn how to do voices for cartoons, if you want to learn how to do voices for commercials, if you want to do movie trailers, if you want to learn how to do storyboards, we fully hope and anticipate everybody can upload, and we also are going to be working in conjunction with online tutorials and online schools where you can just go and say, you know what, I think I'd like to learn how to design characters for animation. And we will have a place for you to go, so it's a little bit like an online university as well. So anybody can learn anything in any field that they want. If they want to be a creator, we just want to promote being artistic. We want to promote people to get out there and do and make together.
Do you have a mobile app?
We are developing that right now, but because I'm funding this entirely myself, and that's going to take about $10,000, I'm going to need to keep working on the cartoons that I'm working on right now. It's going to be about 2 months away. So, because it's all coming out of my pocket.
Kickstarter, says somebody over here, which is...
Yeah, Kickstarter would be great, and my COO is American, and apparently you have to be an American citizen to work to get a Kickstarter together. And the thing I don't want to do is, I don't want to come out of the gate asking people for money. I'm a little too, I know everybody does it, but I'm just a little too proud to do that right now, so I'm going to make it, I'm going to fund it myself, and make this as free an experience as for everybody as I can. Because I wouldn't want to go to some place that was going to ask me to pay, and, you know, so, yeah.
That's how I feel about restaurants. Do you have another question?
I came late, so sorry if this was asked already, but speaking of animators and storyboard artists and concept artists, what is in the highest demand?
Did you hear it?
Yeah, what is in the highest demand? Well, I can tell you what there's a shortage of. There is a shortage of animators. Yeah, and the reason is because usually if they graduate from school right away, if they're any good at all, they get snapped up on productions because it is time intensive occupation. You need to be doing it like it's a full-time job. So for people that are animating online, to have a lot of that free time that is not making money at your skill in a job, that's rare. So we don't have there's not a lot of animators out there, which is one of the other reasons why I said, well, just make puppets too. You could make little sock puppets, and then somebody else can go in and say, I'm going to mute that, I'm going to put my own silly voices to it, and yeah. So I would say that probably animators are in the most demand. It's going to be a social experiment. Like, I'm just going to see how many people come and play.
Next question.
This might be a bit of a legal question, but do the work we upload to the site, does it belong to the site, or does it still belong to the people who originally uploaded it?
We don't own anything. I don't want to own anything.
So you own it as an artist if you upload it.
All right.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
question.
we don't want to own anything. What we will do, because it should be original content, what we will do is if we like it enough that we want to, like if we want to pay you to be in our competitions and you win first or second or third place, we would like to know that it's okay if we license it from you for a fee and put it into our show. So that way you get paid, you get exposure, but you still own it. We just have the right to use it for a short amount of time.
So it's
for our own means.
So it's a bit like an option.
You own it outright.
A bit like an option agreement, then, in a way?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, next question.
So I am an aspiring film composer, and most of what I've seen about Fanbuilt has been geared towards voice actors and animators and that such. How useful will Fanbuilt be for someone like me?
There is a little musical note icon for people that do musical scores. As a matter of fact, on the front of the site, our artist of the week is Amy Rainey, our first artist that we just arbitrarily chose. Daniel Ingram is our first month's composer, Fanbuilt featured composer. And we already are looking at 2 other composers who've done original work for Fanbuilt, like theme songs and stuff like that. And so we're very excited to show those every week. We will have links from your page, and if you make it to our featured page, you'll have links to your iTunes accounts or to your personal pages where you can sell, your own wares. And if you have an original composition that we like, we'll post it up onto the front of the page, and it'll link to your iTunes page, and we're going to tell people to go and buy it, and then you make money off of it. And so that we can keep the site going, because it's good financing, we'll take, it's something that happens now is that we take a commission, like a small couple cents on the dollar. It's what people are doing now. It's marketing by proxy, so pay-per-click. So we take a couple cents off every dollar that you make as an artist to help fund our site, to keep us going, so that we can keep paying people for our competitions. Like that.
Sensible. So sensible. Next question.
Yeah.
Right in the front here.
Yeah, we're trying to create, it's a real dichotomy, because we're trying to create something that's free, but we still need it to make money somehow, without soaking people, so that we can keep, because I can't keep having the money come from my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have money coming into the site somehow, through advertisers or whatever, and that gets split. Half of the money goes to keep the site running and my employees paid, and the other half has to go to fund our competitions to keep people interested in coming back to the site, so that we can get more eyeballs on the site, and the more people that are using our site, the more advertising money we can get to pay people and us and the people. And it's been a real learning curve for me as the CEO of this company over the last 8 months.
Cool.
Yeah. And the other thing is, we want it to be fun. Like, it's supposed to be fun. Right now, I'm in the mire of having to do all this marketing research and doing all the CEO stuff, but really I'm an independent producer and an independent artist as well. Like, I'm making my own kids' books, I'm making my own movies, I'm making my own things. So what I want to do is I wanted to build something that other artistic producers would need.
Cool.
I saw a need in the world for resources for people to all be in the same place. But now I can just go to people and say, hey, I want to create a cartoon character for my kid's book. I want to have a design competition. I'll pay them. And then I just have access to all these great artists and people. I'll say I want a song done or whatever. Then I can have a competition. And I hope that all of you and all the other people that will use Fanbuilt have the same notion.
Okay, Lee, we have another question here now. We have another question.
All right, now I know you said that Fanbuilt, you said there's a need for animators. Does Fanbuilt specifically gear towards Flash animators, or would this be for like all types of animation? Like motion graphics is what I do. Would there be any sort of need for something like that?
Well, yeah, and you have to really think of it like this. Like, don't think of it as though we want something. Think of it as though you want to build a team together to have fun. So like we're taking anybody who wants to do stuff. Traditional animator, 2D, 3D, vector graphic model compositors, the whole thing, the whole gamut, Flash, all of it. We're just gonna have little competitions, and you guys promote your own stuff. Like if you have your own demo reel, or if you have your own little fun thing you put together, post it. And we're just gonna help promote it. And it's not anything we're looking for. It's like you build your teams and make things together and show them to the world.
Right, so it's less what Fanbuilt is looking for and more what you as an artist are looking for.
Exactly, Peter,
Yeah.
Yep, totally. So, thank you.
Hey, next question.
So the site is going to be primarily like social media in that regard and collaborative. So will there be any tools available for the creators as well?
Will there be tools for the creators beyond social media?
Yes, okay, for example, we're working out deals right now with Tom Lee Music, with Flash, with people that create programs for animation, for design, for music compositions. We have deals with people that create like Sennheiser microphones and things like that. So we'll have a place for you to go and buy things at a cheaper rate than if you go out into the world, because we're going to be working in partnership with all these things. We want to provide you all the education you need to find out what you want to be, and all the tools once you know those skills, to have all the tools and to provide them for you at a cheaper rate, so that you can feel like you're going to want to keep coming back to us. We have a good deal worked out with the advertisers so that we can keep, again, funding the site. But yeah, so yeah, there will be tools. And again, you can share it. It's like file sharing. You can help each other, you know? Say, hey, I've got this great version of whatever, and would you like to use it, or would you like to borrow? Like, do whatever you guys want to do. I don't know what you're going to do. This is a totally new scientific, social experiment for me too. I'm just creating something that I want to use as an independent artistic producer. And I'm hoping you guys will want to use it too, to do whatever it is you're going to want to build. Maybe you have your own movie, your own animation production you want to do. I just wanted to give you a place where you can go and make that stuff and have you all together under one multidisciplinary carnival tent so you can eat and make and create.
I have a question. It's quarter to 2 there right now?
Yes.
Why are you in your pajamas?
Because I've been waiting for this Skype call for the last 2 hours, and I
You
just,
couldn't
you know,
get dressed
I'm
in that.
luxuriating in the hotel. I had a nice leisurely breakfast wheeled in for me. I thought I would lick my wounds from not winning the Emmy last night, but still celebrating the fact that I'm nominated for an Emmy, and I didn't really want to leave the hotel. I thought, I got a Skype call coming in from Peter and the kids over there at Trotcon. I'll just stay in my PJs.
You
And
forgot
honestly,
to
really,
you
you
forgot
would be in your
an extra
hotel room with your
outfit.
PJs on right now, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think so.
I just think you forgot to pack an extra outfit.
My PJs.
What's that?
I'd live in my PJs if I could.
I can understand that. All right. Next question from our audience. Yes. And second. Yes. Here we go.
Hello, this question is for you and for Mr. New. What's it like doing voice work in a recording studio? Like, do you ever get the awkward feeling that once you voice a character, you hear it very different than the voice you keep speaking from your mouth?
That happens to me, yeah. Was that Lee, sorry?
No, I was going to say, Peter, why don't you flag that for me, for us?
Well, I think the voices that come out of Lee's mouth often sound different than the voices that I hear from my mouth. Which is interesting.
It's true. That's true. It's very true.
But yeah, no, I think probably, the way your voice sounds in the real world is different from the way your voice sounds in your head. And a lot of the time you think you're doing one thing and then you hear it back and you're like, oh, okay, I do sound like that. What happens a lot of the time... Huh?
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, it took me years before I realized that I was not speaking Latin.
Yeah, I was born Latin too, as well.
Because in my head, it's all, in nomine Patri, Filii, Spiritus Sancto, you know, something like that. Non Dios forga legore profanum, sed volvia pecore legore profanum.
We're just all waiting for you to finish. Yeah. So yeah.
What he said.
What he said. Next question. Anyone else have a question? Yeah.
Well, it sounds like the website's primarily turned to original content. Will it be, are you allowed to, let's say, upload if you remixed a song, for instance, or did stuff in that sort of theater? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, just like YouTube. I mean, it's just that you're going to waive all moral rights. We don't want anything to be lewd or you know, lascivious or harmful or hurtful.
Yeah.
But only the things that are original content will make it onto our podcast, and only because that's got to be. But you can post your stuff all you want. But when we take this thing and create a show out of it and sell it to market as a show on TV, we can only use original content stuff, unfortunately. If you don't have the rights to it, then we're going to get into a legal... It's going to be a poop storm. Oh.
A poop storm.
Storm.
Another question. One more question.
This is sort of a question for everybody, which is it, since there don't seem to be too many questions very much about Fanbuilt, can we also ask questions about like your voice work and everything?
Sure, you want?
Okay, I don't have one, just...
You wanted to know if we could ask other questions. Yes, the floor is open.
Yes.
Any questions about non-Fanbuilt issues?
Yes.
And then tie them into Fanbuilt to the answer. Just like on Fanbuilt.
It's for Lee. Why are you the only panelist without a hat?
What?
You are the only panelist without a hat.
Go get a hat.
Yeah, you're not wearing a hat, Lee. Did you not get the text? You're also the only panelist not dressed. or whatever. There he goes. He's got it.
What? This whole thing? This is what I would wear, what I don't know what I look like. What?
What I look like. There we are. Next question.
Lee, you're a beatboxing legend. I love you.
All right.
Wait, can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
All right, Lee. Come on, it's me, Tim. I've got a question for you. With Equestria Girls, how does it feel to be voicing a human finally?
What? How does it feel to be voicing what?
A human.
A human with Equestria Girls.
I'm not sure if I understood the question. I'm having a hard time hearing that one.
Let me repeat it. How does it feel to voice a human now that Equestria Girls is out?
Oh, well, odd. I only get called upon to play either inanimate objects or creatures from nature. So.
All right. Another question?
I have a question about that.
All right.
You said that you have your own profile, and you can make your own avatar, you can make your own, set it up. You mentioned that there's a musical note, a quill, all sorts of different little icons. I myself fancy myself as a singer and a writer and a voice actor. Would I be able to put all three notifications?
Yes, you can click as many skill set icons as you want, and those icons will follow you around with your avatar so that people will be able to sort you and find you with a grouping of other people that do that skill set if they're looking for just new composers. And I'm a producer, so I want to see, okay, who's the new composers out there? So we're going to be able to sort you by your icons if you want to be sorted that way. It's just a way for us to so anybody can say, you know, today I want to just see what new designers are out there or illustrators. So that they'll click on that, and then they'll only see columns of that. Now we're a couple weeks from that, but we're only a week away from launching. But we have to get there's a friend of mine, Scott Turrell, who's a brilliant coder. And by the way, the back of this site is not WordPress. This is a very robust site, and it cost me a lot of money. But we still need to go to make it usable for producers that want to come in and find all of you lovely artists in all of your chosen fields of endeavor.
That's a great idea.
So yeah, in answer to your question, you can have as many icons as your skill sets will allow. If songwriter and an illustrator and a painter and a voiceover artist and a writer, then you can have all of those icons underneath your avatar.
Is there a quality control on that? Like if I sign up and I'm like, I just want to call myself a musician and I want to call myself is there a way do you have to prove yourself?
Well, no, not at all. I mean, we're not here to judge anybody. We're not quality control at all. If you're an aspiring artist and you're not that good yet, but you still want to say, hey, I want to be an artist one day. So you choose that icon. We're not going to say, oh, you know what, it's kind of awkward, but you're not that good, so could you just, but if you want to, people can come and like or dislike. I don't know, what do you guys think? I don't think I like the dislike thing. I think it's just going to be likes. What do you think? No dislikes?
Yeah, dislike has a negative connotation. So it's where they might not have disliked it, they just don't want to like it. How about a like?
Yeah, so I think I might, because my people are asking me about that, about the rating system, and I'm just not, it seems a little judgy pants for people to say, oh, I like this, that's great, but no, not really feeling your skills. That seems mean.
You're mean. I heard that story you pretended to tell earlier. We have another question.
Okay.
What type of censorship is to be expected on fanbuilt.com?
What type of censorship is to be expected?
Okay, well, what we're going to do is we have in place a small group of people on the Fanbuilt fan Skype chat, and we're going to be hand selecting monitors. Really, it's you're allowed to do and say whatever you want as long as it's not hurtful and as long as it's not deliberately lewd or dirty. And we're going to have monitors that are just going to pull stuff that is just mean, or it's going to take. It's the sort of thing that happens in any kind of major social media site. It needs monitors.
Okay, next question.
So you said you're going to have resources for education for people who want to learn how to do certain, or learn to build their skills. are you going
Yes,
to
sir.
have the ability for people who want to teach those skills to identify themselves? Like
Yes,
if I
sir.
want to be
As a matter
a
of
teacher,
fact,
then I can identify myself
as a matter of
teacher.
fact, some artists already that want to do little tutorials or that already have YouTube on how to work with, or how to work doing voiceovers. And they have these little tiny videos and you can just sort by category and say, I'd like to learn how to work a Cintiq or to learn how to do Photoshop. And we're good, and we want all the people that know how to do all of those skills. Like if you know how to do that, if you know how to do motion claymation, and you feel like teaching somebody about it or posting a little tutorial, there's gonna be a whole teach and learn page just for that and listed by categories. So yeah, you can upload all of the tutorials you want and we'll help promote you. It's all about making things.
Cool, another question.
With trying to find the various people who are on there, Aaron, you said earlier that they're sorted by their skills, but will there also be like an additional layer of sorting, like tags or something, so you know if like people work with industrial music, for instance, or are primarily vector graphic people, or they do light tone stuff, like a lighter emotional tone is what I mean.
Well, what we're doing right now is we're just creating the profile pages, and so we're still learning how this site is a very, very robust site, and it's very intricate. It goes very deep, and so all I know is that on your profile page you can list your skills and list your what programs you're good at, what programs you use, what schooling and education you've had, and what prior experience you've had in terms of your CE. So in those fields on your profile, what we're asking my programmer is if we're able to list and sort those individual fields so that people will be able to group all of you who have taken a certain kind of thing or a certain maybe
Did you get that, the answer?
Yeah, it's not like it's doing a more technical skill instead of...
Yeah, instead of thematic tags, right? Yeah.
Actually, and there was another person on the Skype chat the other day that is a programmer and wanted to know if there was going to be a forum where he can work with other programmers to build programs. And he said, is Fanbuilt going to offer that? To which I said, well, of course. I never put something up. Yes, it's a good idea. I mean, we want to, whatever you guys want us to do, we want to provide that for you. I'm just going to try and make something so that I can find the people and the programs and the skills that I need without having to go into the world. I want them all to be in one place so I can build my own project.
Cool.
But if you guys have your own needs for Fanbuilt and say, you know, in our suggestion box, say, you know, I'm a programmer. I'd really love it if I could have access to other programmers or other programs or other things. Can you do something about that? And then our suggestion box goes to me, my COO, my technical advisor, my IT guru, Scott Troll, and Chloe Windus, my designer, and we're gonna make whatever you want.
Yeah, and I get that too. That CC's to me, right?
Yeah, Peter gets it as well. So Peter will be able to pass along any suggestions.
Next question.
Anything else?
Yeah, we have another half an hour left.
You said that you can list like if you have multiple skill sets, and that when people search.
So you're dropping out.
Sorry, just ask the question. I can repeat it.
All right. So if you have multiple skill sets, you can list them each. You'll show up in searches for any one of those. When people search for you, they search for people with multiple skill sets at the same time.
Oh, he's jumped out. That's okay. I got it in my head. I know the question. So maybe this is.
Yeah, all right. We'll see what happens.
Intermission.
Get your snacks in the lobby.
Let's go to the lobby. Oh, we're the boys in the chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now it's time to go. See what happens here. What happens.
Wait to see if he tries to call us, because that's otherwise just like leave. Call back, call back, call back. Okay, here we go. What? Thanks.
Well, maybe we all have a half hour off now. I have to be back here for a panel shortly. Yeah, well, they were the best thing of this whole convention. Many schmoopy-doos did happen. Oh, I did say it, technically, that's 13. Yeah, the conversational ones don't count.
We get Leon, he needs to do it.
Hello?
Hello! So, we had, can you hear? Because we can't see you yet, so, can you hear me? No? Oh, crap. Well, I know Lee is accessible and will answer your questions if you ask them of him via Twitter or whatnot, or certainly through Fanbuilt, I'm sure. Yeah, I think we're running into trouble, so rather than keep you all here and struggle with it, yeah. What do you think?
I think we'll try and get it back on, and you guys can go to other panels at the same time. Get ready for the next panel, and if I get him back on, I'll let him know, hey, something happened with us. And, I think it's us, it's just you going on.
Yeah, can you go to fanbuilt.com? Okay, so we're in serious internet jeopardy. So we do have the
Specs on this is my computer is not Emily Larson's fault.
Okay, well I'm gonna go. But yeah, I mean I'm sure Lee will be happy to answer that question if you type it up to him and whatever, send it to him on Twitter. He's at Lee Tockar on Twitter. I know you have to write it in 140 characters, but you'll find a way. he'll answer. And I'm sure through Fanbuilt there must be a way to get a hold of him. I think he said something earlier. Lee at Fanbuilt, Lee Tockar at Fanbuilt. I'm sure there's a way to get a hold of him, and I know he'll answer your questions. Absolutely. Okay?
Yeah, Lee